Good morning, good afternoon, and to some of you, good night, depending on your time zone. I am George Onibi, and of course, this morning, I want us to look at a message I simply titled, The Urgent Intervention in Nigerian Issue, or rather, the Nigerian challenges require urgent intervention. Of course, citing my example from the ongoing saga between the governor of Rivers State, Fubara, and the FCT minister, Wike. I've been watching the body language of the governors within the South-South geopolitical zone in Nigeria. They barely exist. You see, by popular opinion based on Nigerian mentality, in a time like this, we are supposed to be calling out Tinubu. That is what Nigerians has been philosophically re-engineered to reason. And so when it goes wrong, we begin to call those who are the helm of affair. When things go wrong, we begin to curse anybody that has access, information, or associated with that issues at every given time. That is what we do. Look at what is trending now. Everybody is complaining. Hungry want to kill us. Hungry want to kill us. And even the people who can't even feed are the ones that are quarried. They can't feed before. But now we all have the right to express ourselves. But this is the issue. If you like, cry from here till Jericho. Solution will not come until we start doing the right thing. If you like, curse every president, curse every politician, insult your governors, insult your reverend father, insult your everybody. Just continue, even insult God. What will be, will be. Until you act, until you change your disposition, nothing will change. And that is why, for how many years since Nigerian independence, it has been the same complaint, the same lies, blackmail, till this very moment. Let me explain. The President, Muhammadu Buhari, received the greatest insult of any president all my life. But then most of you want to start praising Buhari, that he has done marvelously well, more than President Ahmed Bola Tinubu, despite the fact that he's less than 1 year in office. And if you go before then, most Nigerians were calling Goodluck Ebele Jonathan, woman, weakling. He can't rule Nigeria. They were everywhere on social media, complainants. And if you date back to other president before their time, it's been the same thing. Nigerians should understand that now it's not the time to begin to complain, Tinubu do this, Tinubu do this, but going to the root cause, going to the top cause of every problem. That is why I'm still citing the issue of Rivers State this morning. Nigeria, based on extensive knowledge, created 6 geopolitical zones currently. And if you go to the northwest, when anything goes wrong, southwest, when anything goes wrong, they galvanize themselves. In a tickle of an eye, the stakeholders are there. They will mobilize and deploy every resources at their disposal. They must bring peace to their region. It could be in Ondo State, Ogun State, Osun State, Lagos State. As far as it is the southwest geopolitical zone, they will comb that issue before it gets out of control. You can see the issue of Fulani herdsmen, how they are managing it. You can see the banter between governors and their predecessors in most cases, how they checkmate them. You can see the issue of religion and imposing of Sharia law. You can see how they manage it. You can see the recent issue of Sunday Igboho. You can see how they manage it, comb it, and make sure such does not happen. Not from emanating from their region. This is punctuality. This is attending to issue very fast. It's applicable to the northeast, northwest, and of course, north central and the southeast used to be very weak when it comes to making decisions punctually. But I can humbly tell you that the north central, popularly referred to as middle belt, they've woken up. You can hear once in a while the middle belt forum, they have woken up. They now are vocal. They respond to issues as affect their region. But this is our south region. And of course, you cannot forget the southeast. Whatever happened in the southeast, they are on the know. If it is internal issue, they mortgage it, they manage it. If it is external issue, they will raise their voice. And it is what they want that will happen in the end. But come to South. We had misunderstanding based on structure created by Wike and handed over to Sims Fubara. That is their personal dealing. But that office is our personal dealing. And then they begin to have misunderstanding. The president has called them. I want to believe many elders and stakeholders has called them. But let's leave those people aside. But the president did call them, admonish them, encourage them to allow peace to reign. And after that, the president did not say anything anymore. And the quarrel continued. Along the line, they suspended the funding of River State. Maybe this will call for a consign. But nothing happened. And then all of a sudden, the president rose up and declared the River State in the South region state of emergency. It took like 2 days before the governors of the South came together. What are they telling Tinubu? We respect your decision to create peace and order in this our dear nation, but what you are doing now they are responding. Now one should ask question, as the representatives of the people of the South, throughout all this period that this saga has been going on, where were they? Does it mean they don't have voice? Does it mean none of them is close to Nyesom Wike? Does it mean Nyesom Wike and Fubara were unapproachable? Where is Peter Odele? Where is Umeha? Where is Chibuike Amechi? Where are all those people who commanded the obedience of these two people? What did they do? I'm watching people's body language. I see ignorant youth. They say, when it happens, we will blow bomb. Come and begin to blow bomb. Let's see if it will solve this problem. Now, everything we'll do, everything we'll say is going to be used against us. And then the problem escalated. And finally, the president will into the matter. But the governors of the South coming out to speak now is a clear indication that if the president did not take this stance, nobody cares about your region, people of the South. And so those of you at the political arena, the earlier you wake up, the better for you. There is no victimized politicians anywhere in any geopolitical zone in Nigeria. Consider to what is going on in the South. Anything comes and go. And so you are afraid now that today it's going to be your turn. No, it's going to be your turn. It has started already. It has started already. You can say his action is unconstitutional or his action is constitutional. Now check your time. The president has declared the state of emergency on River State, and he went to bring somebody from Cross River State to preside over the affair of River State, invariably telling you that if you are a River State man, you don't have say. You can't handle your affair. Because ordinarily, there are River State indigents who could mind that position. But bringing in somebody from another state, despite it's the same region, is to tell you that all of you have proven that you cannot handle your affairs. And so who is he supposed to trust this issue into his hand to handle it? That will not play the same kind of partisan or embark on a political vendetta agenda. Now understand that this purpose of making these broadcasts is to remind the entire Nigeria. This is how our problem always began. When we have important issues that need to be addressed, Nigerians don't respond to it. They allow it to continue to linger until it affects them, until it threatens their existence. They will never react. The South governors now know it could be any of them. And of course, they have to, let them talk so it looks as if they don't talk. But two things are involved. Number one, a lot of people go mad because their people did not notice it on time. And so there is an adage in my place. He say, Nikume, yakunya raja abofia. When the problem starts, you think that is how you behave. That boy is running mad before you realize it's in the market square already. Each time you delay regarding any problem, you are magnifying that problem. That is why they say a stitch on time saves time. I remember what they used to tell us when we were in school. It is too late to cry when the head is off. The Panadol is useless when you are dead. This same myopic attitude coming from the South politician, they will suffer it. But surprisingly, that is the problem of Nigeria. There are a lot of issues going on in Nigeria today. The president of Nigeria and the senators and the rest of them must pay attention to it. When you address it holistically. Because somewhere along the line, let me use this word, everybody go collect. Because we are all learning from each other's strengths. We are all learning from each other's faults. But how I wish we can rely on each other's faith, hope and strength to push through this era that we have found ourselves. Because it is the moment of change. And believe me, what we change into should be of concern to all of us. And we have problem as Nigeria. And you talk about this problem. Those people who it look as if it affects them will push it behind and want to move on. But understand, this is somebody's pain. You can't push the pain behind. You can't fast forward or prolong other people's suffering and you think nothing will happen. Nigeria has had a way of dealing with her populations. And the population of Nigerians has begun to develop a defense mechanism to respond in the coming years. It may not be in our time, but believe me, Elekente Oba says, since men of these days has learned how to shoot without missing, I have also learned how to fly without perching. people will change. People will react because we know what is obtainable. Nigerians cannot go and protest anymore because from the leadership of Buhari, they know they will die. But when there is need to protest and the only avenue to register displeasure is taken from them, they will improvise. And you don't know how the improvising will be yet. And so when there are issues affecting Nigeria, those are the pavilion of authority, the corridors of power. They treat it like the Southside governors until it goes wrong. Now, there are a lot of issues. The issue of Fulani headsmen with the farmers' headers clash, as they call it. The issue of insecurity, the issue of lowering our values and standards as a people, the issue of agitators who will not go through their political representative, the issue of unity beggar who are instigating one ethnic group among each other. This is matter that calls for urgency. But the government don't seem to take notice of it. And those who are suffering, life is made miserable by these activities, are not keeping quiet. Go and carry out forensic investigation in what is happening between Fubara and Wike. You will see it is 50% influenced by Igbo Biafras. But you will not understand. It was on social media yesterday that Dr. Alex Oti did not allow the federal troop that were sent to River State to cross Abia. And now who are they defending? A fellow Nigerians? Who are they trying to protect? Fubara? Who are they trying to protect or fight against? Onyesu Wike? We understand these body languages. And I'm beginning to see some people, individuals I respect. They are not telling you that Fubara is not a German. And this is a sound of a failure. Because they see, if you like, bomb the whole pipeline. If you like, destroy anywhere you want to destroy. But your life will not remain the same again. And so, and so they are trying to distract you from the real event happening in the arena. This is how Nigerian problems generate. And those are the corridor of leadership. They keep quiet and do nothing about it. But the time will come, this problem may escalate and nobody can control it. The earlier we attend to any issue, the better. So many Nigerian citizens are making effort to review the criminality of certain individuals. But Nigerians seem not to be paying attention. Some of them are missing. Let me use this occasion to remind you, where is Ijele? Where is Ijele speak? Ijele fan, where is Ijele? And what is it about Ijele that Nigerians should not know? But nobody's going to say anything. They silence him. Maybe he's no more alive. Maybe they have released him and asked him to shut up. But what actually did Ijele do? Ijele called a spade a spade. He called out evil. And to many of you, it does not matter. But the day you betray, you murder sleep, you can never go to bed. And I'm sure you have read William Shakespeare. He said, thou had murdered sleep, and for this you will not go to bed. And so those of you who are manipulating the life of Nigerians, the future of the next generation is what is at stake. Those of you who are solely dependent on the financial gain, the earlier you come out clean and plain, the better for all of us. And the more you delay this problem, understand you are giving avenue, creating an enabling platform for everybody to improvise. We have already known that South-South does not exist. It's just experiment ground. We know the states that are experiment ground in Nigeria. But the unfortunate aspect of it is that without these states, there will be no Nigeria. But what are the people in those states doing? They pick one among you like the colonial master and feed them very well. And that one continue to preside over the affairs of all your life, eating and feeding fat on the misery of their own people. They call them house nigger. They will always be there. But not until we stand for justice. In this instance, you can only stand for justice by speaking out. And those who believe in justice will lend their voice. Nigeria has a long way to go. And honestly, what should be more heartbroken than to consider the simple truth that Nigeria is a country that is blessed with natural and human resources abundantly? What it is supposed to be more heartbroken that go to any area in this world, they fear us. They don't just respect us, they fear us. They understand our lightest touch command obedience. They know we can become anything we want to become. Go across the globe. Nigerians are the highest income earners at every field of human endeavor. Go and look at the academians known to the world. Nigerians take the top lead. Is it because we are the most populous black nation? Even more than the whole America? But what are we? Who are we? How have we managed our affair? Have you seen what is happening in Burkina Faso? Have you seen the rapid development by one small boy? And then we have politicians who have been there even 40 decades before we were born, running up and down on different kind of classic cars, from one mansion to another, from one nightclub to another. And it does not seem to concern them. Where will the next generation of this world go to? We have issues affecting us as a nation. And I'm calling on the leadership of Nigeria. It doesn't matter where you belong to. They require punctuality, because it is too late to cry when the head is off. The fate of Saint Fubara, as we speak today, will be determined whether he will keep the structure or not. And those of you who are Saint Fubara fought, don't you see all of you failed him? He failed himself, actually. He did not get info. He never knew. He never saw the president coming. I know he would have acted if he got slight information. Then those who betrayed him and took him unaware, they too will be betrayed and taken unaware. And of course, I advise him, go and keep the structure. As of this moment, I'm not a politician. Neither a PDP, nor APC, nor BBQ. But I understand the importance of political participation, and I'm making effort towards that. I will join a political party in the coming days. But until then, let it be that it is the interest of the people that is our concern. It is the future of all Nigerians that is our concern. Because the last time I checked, nobody is my enemy. And if I say nobody is my friend, and then I'm not sincere. I have a lot of friends, and a lot who pose as enemy. They are not my enemy. We just have difference of opinion. And that is because we are all in Nigeria. Because I cannot tell you that I have South Africans are my enemy. Our path has not crossed. I cannot tell you that Gambia or Zambia or Morovia or Americans, these people are my enemy. Our path has not crossed. But if you are my enemy, and if you are my friend, that is because we are here in Nigeria and our path has crossed. And nobody can destroy you faster than the person that knows you. That is why it looks like Nigerians has become 95% of the instrument of their undoing. And that is because those who are responsible, who are supposed to mind the affair of this nation, they respond in slow motion. Until it's too late, they look for who to blame. Let me digress a little bit so that you get what I'm saying. All of us agree today that Ken Saruwiwa was unjustly killed. Nobody acted until he got to a point where he was executed. All of you agree that the Biafran Nigerian war should not have happened, because the bad memory haunting all of you would not have been there. But nobody questioned Ojukwu. Nobody advised Gowon. And now today we are fighting over it. All of you know that Nnamdi Kanu is a common criminal. But your body language and your slow movement shows that you are an accomplished. And nobody is condemning him. You cannot humble yourself and learn from the Yoruba how they handle the issue of Sunday Igboho. Everybody knows that a lot of things has happened in Nigeria that is not supposed to happen. If the people have intervened, it would not have repeated itself again. And the slow movement to issues as regarding us as a nation, if it is not properly handled, it will take our collective rights. And like I said, when you see your neighbor being oppressed and you fail to speak up, you have not denied that person justice. You deny yourself justice. And that is why many people who are crying for justice in Nigeria today will not get it. Because when they were in the position to stand for the justice of other people, they moved behind. There was a law class going on, and they were trying to teach them about justice. And the lecturer simply said, I need to teach you this justice system through explanation, creating a scenario, because there is no way you will understand it. And the lecturer yelled on one of the students and said, get out of my class. He didn't tell them at the initial stage. He just walked in and looked at a young lady there. He said, you, what's your name? The woman said her name. He said, please stand up and leave my class. And the woman said, but sir, he said, don't let me repeat it again. I don't want to ever see you in my class again. Now leave my class. And the young girl stood up and left. And then the lecturer called the attention of those lawyers being prepared to defend the future, to defend justice, fairness, equity, and asked them, why is it that none of you stood up to speak for this, your classmates I just sent out? They kept quiet. He said, you see, that is justice. You all know that I have unfairly treated her by sending her out. Maybe she's committed a crime. It is your right to know. What did she do, sir? Why are you sending her, sir? And if she has committed a crime, you can now appeal. And if she has not committed any crime, you can now protest in her favor. But you keep quiet because you feel it does not concern you. Today, it will concern you tomorrow. And so those of you who are Nigerians, you are benefiting because you know the godfathers. It is okay because you have the security men protecting you. It is okay because you know who to talk to and you can make anybody disappear. When you want them to disappear, you will make them disappear. Let me tell you, those of you who are not talking, you take away their justice. And when your time comes, you will cry for justice. You will not get it. Boiling down to the case of Nnamdi Kanu. Nnamdi Kanu can never have justice. Because the only justice he's supposed to have is to pay daily for what he has done. Because he has taken away justice from many people. He has sent a lot of people to their early grave. I can assure you that the people that Nnamdi Kanu killed because they refused to yield to his criminality are more than the ones that were killed by stray bullets. If I tell you that more than 30% of active olden days IPOB member has all been murdered, either poisoned or killed. And when they kill them, they tell you it's Nigerian police. When they poison them, they blame it among one another. Today, it is difficult for them to come together. Many widows and widowers out there. And the same people doing this, their children are in diaspora. But who is speaking out for them? All the Igbo people who know this truth, who is speaking out? But I don't blame you, because your own Southeast has its own problem. See no evil, hear no evil, and talk no evil. Just the same way we have our challenge in the Southeast. We pretend it doesn't concern us. We pretend we are okay. And everybody has their own problem. But Nigerian politicians and stakeholders should understand that the earlier we begin to attend to issue, the better for all of us. And of course, this is where I'll bring this broadcast to an end. But before then, I'll go to my comment section. And then, as usual, see if there's anybody there to insult. Because that is what they do. I see Uyi here. Uyi, good morning. Good morning. And then he said, I wonder why Nigeria, my country, allow intellectuals to waste and even their voices are not heard. George Onyibe, keep pushing. We will arrive at the point. Yes, thank you, Uyi. The truth is not about what we are doing. The truth is trying to swim against the tide. It's very difficult. But you see, the day we give up is the day they conquer us. What we are doing may not bring immediate results, but it will dismantle many strongholds as he has started already. Believe me, it's just a matter of time. It is our duty to speak, but it is God who will convert them. We've seen the secret how the world functions. They all listen to what we are saying. But because the facility to mobilize, galvanize themselves, to work as one impenetrable unit, they've not developed that mentality. They don't have that guts. They don't know how it's going to be. And so they are being reluctant. And that is why I'm asking them this morning, stop wasting time. Nigerians have what it takes for everybody to be wealthy. Go and look at the United Emirates. And I'm sure the little drop of oil they found there, every citizen of that country is comfortable. Why would they protest? Why would they attack the monarch system of government? Why would they call American to help them? Why would they call anybody? But there was a time they were going from country to country to beg them to help them financially. They came to beg Nigerian money. Dubai people came to beg Nigerian money. Malaysia, Singapore then came to beg Nigerian money. Today is why our people going there to die as scavengers. If they can solve their problem and create an enabling atmosphere for them to succeed, we can. But normally, we go with slow motion. Now, when the issue of Rivers State has gone beyond the control of the people of the South-South, that is when our governors in our South-South region now remember that, President Tinubu, you have done well. And what they want many misguided youth to do is to descend on the leadership. But we've been doing this for as far as we can remember. Somebody must complain. Somebody will always complain. Somebody must find fault. Somebody must be a fault finder because it is in their nature and in their DNA. But believe me, this is the era, the dispensation of knowing, not believing anymore. The dispensation of believing is over. And so we are ushering them into the dispensation of knowing. And you shall know the truth. The truth will set you free. But the journey has just begun. And we will surely get home. And of course, on this note, I'll bring the broadcast to an end. Our eyes are still on the tiny pictures. Those tiny claws in the wheel of our progress as a nation. You are not seeing it. That is where we are focusing on. And so in most cases, when we talk, it will not make sense to you. But believe me, the evil, atrocity, crime that would have emanated from that process against the indigenous people of Nigeria, we will shut all of them down. There were a time we were in Rivers State. There were a time we were in Edo State. There were a time we were in Delta State. Across Nigeria, with the flag of Biafra. There is no place we cannot enter. I have preached to army in army barrack. Biafra matter. I gathered army people. In Ondo State, gathered army people, more than 1,000 army in attendance. Because somebody in the army said they needed to see me. They invited me that they are this army and that army. I went there. We talked about Biafra. But of course, they are loyal to Nigeria. But they just needed to hear my point. They told me things I should know. Some of the things that are not right. Some of the issues that should be addressed. And they were not there because they want to join Biafra. They just wanted to know some truth, which they had. And that was then, when Biafra agitation was purely meant to address political imbalance. It was actually meant to bring a unified Nigeria, until it was criminalized. And you people did not know. Because most people felt it's normal. They are looking for freedom. They are looking for freedom. Now go to Lagos and do Biafra. Go to Abuja and do Biafra. Please come to Port Harcourt and do Biafra. The fastest way, or the fastest thing that will kill Nnamdi Kanu is let him come out. The people he trained are waiting for him. It's unfortunate. That time will never come again. But we didn't have our own gun. We don't have our crowd. We do not have political backing. Because after all, it is we who made them who they are under normal circumstances. And we don't necessarily need them to change things until they are there. But by the time we begin to speak this word, people begin to ask questions. People begin to ask questions. Even their closest ally begin to doubt them. And some of them who work proudly to oppose us based on their capacity, they now hide their face in shame. They are only Biafra on Twitter, Biafra on Togo, TikTok, Biafra on social media, Biafra on... We expose them. And if you are a Igbo person listening to me, the day you know who China Sanguru is, that is the day you will know that any Igbo person talking about Biafra is lost forever. It's a challenge. I would advise you to start immediately. It does not exist. It's just like a more powerful. They don't exist. They are nameless. They are dangerous. But if they react criminally towards us, we will touch the heart of what they hold there, because we know how they function there. And if we want to react, we will react. But they are not our concern. Our people have the right to make their choice. If you are Biafra, go to your Biafra. That is why when they embark on the fraudulent unification agenda, we called it out. And now leaders must get ready, because this Igbo unification is behind 99.9% of ethnic crisis going on around Nigeria. Hausa now is rising up gradually to fight Fulani. Within the South now, it's like we are bantering among one another. These Igbo Biafra unity beggars, they are the one doing it. But somewhere along the line, they will undo themselves. The Igbo man is not your problem, only that he is not intelligent and smart. Igwe, the Igbo man is not my problem, and you are correct. But my problem with Igbo is Igbo Biafra. And of course, if you are Igbo Biafra, until I generalize it, you are the problem of Nigeria. Igbo Biafra that are begging for unity, they are the problem of Nigeria. And I'm happy, Igwe, you understand that they are not smart. But here they tell you they are the most intelligent tribe in Nigeria, the most wealthiest tribe in Nigeria, thereby making other people inferior, making other people useless, only them. But it really doesn't matter. And this is where the whole thing gets worse. It is said that this philosophical idea that raise one race, that uplift one race more than the others, exists. Not until it is permanently and totally dejected, rejected and abandoned, there will always be war. The Igbo man like to flatter his ego, is the most educated, is the most richer, indirectly talking down on others. There will be war. All of them will fight it, because some have not shown themselves to be humble. There is this notion, this problem they need to talk about. When I come here now and say, oh, Igbos are beautiful, Igbos are suffering in Nigeria, which is a blunted lie. You rip off their emotion. They can't control their emotion. But to them, they are very smart. You can't flatter us. After all, it's nothing. But I have to begin to point it out, because since I encounter Igbo Biafra people, it is very difficult for me to condemn Hausa. It is very difficult for me to condemn Yoruba. It is very difficult for me to condemn any politician, because they showed it all. And we are here on time. Rojas Okorocha refused to give Nnamdi Kanu money. Rojas Okorocha became Rojas Ewu Hausa. And when he finally gives them money, they leave him. Hope Uzodinma is a demon, because he has not given them money. And when he gives them money, he becomes a saint. We can go on and on and on and on. We will not live here. Igbo man is not my problem. Because as I'm living here, most of my work are Igbo people. And in fact, they are around here listening to what I'm saying. And they pity their own people. They pity their own people. I know how many of them that comes from diaspora. Bro, please, I know what they did to you is wrong. Bruh, please. Is it because God spared my life? Is it because God did not leave me at their mercy? Is it because I survived it? And you want me to keep quiet to the detriment of my own people? No, we will continue to say it until Igbo people begin to speak up. They are speaking up lately. Some of them are speaking up lately, but I'm yet to trust them. Until they get to the point where we will trust them, let them continue doing what they're supposed to do. If we see this evil and we do not talk, when the problem comes, nobody will listen to us. Where is Ebukobi, Pastor Ebukobi, that misplaced Ijele? Why are people not talking about it? The evidence they have about who God anointed with what? Why is it not raining? I see Igbo people coming there to defend him. You won't see Yoruba there, you won't see Hausa there. But they have evidence. And he was jumping everywhere, calling my own tribe, Igbo man is not my problem. So I'm the problem of Igbo man. When Igbo man come out and open his useless thinking mouth and say my tribe is tribe that don't have brain. That Ikuri tribe is a lazy tribe. And Yoma tribe is Ndowalili, and including their fellow Igbo, that wa wonder wa. No, we are their problem. They are not our problem. I advise you to check the choice of your word or come out in the terms where I can respond. I'm toning it down because I don't know where you are coming from. Have I told you Igbo man is my problem? When they become my problem, I will tell you. And my happiness is that I've defended the Igbo cause more than Ojukwu. Because Ojukwu did what he did for money. Wazurike did what he did for money. Nnamdi Kanu did what he did for money. Called one hero of Igbo people who didn't turn millionaire after deceiving Igbo people. But here I am. My school, Juniper Academy, shut down. My company, Royal Pivot Interlock, shut down. My transport company, shut down. My houses, shut down. My church, Sanctuary of God Church, shut down. All because of Igbo people. Now I'm living under uncompleted building, inside one bush. And Igbo people will still come and be talking rubbish. Idiot, thief, kai man, ogogoro man. Igbo people are not my problem. I am their problem. But then, the position you, Igbo Biafra, has placed yourself, you're going to go, it's going to be a very long walk. Let me give you info. Did you follow a very dark man recently? There was something going on in China now. We are waiting. Let him bring out the cards from the bags. And that is when you will begin to see. You see, if you are Igbo, humble yourself. Because the change we are going through, your life will never remain the same. Every Nigerian life will never remain the same. Because it's enough. You people stop feeding on the misery of your fellow Nigerian. It's enough. And some of you cited what a very dark man is doing. It has started yielding fruit. One of these days we will talk about it. I'm compiling what they are saying. I'll bring it and I'll make some expose. Because there are a lot at stake. I've tried to talk about those who control our economic space. Those who have stolen our culture, heritage, tradition, and trying to lower our value system. Each time you talk about them without talking to Igbo, you see people like Michael, Igbo man, they will come and talk rubbish. They will come and talk rubbish. But it is in their DNA to be stupid and think they are wise. But we will deliver the sincere and the progressive-minded one among them. The foundation is faulty, and so it requires that you destroy the house, because in the end, only the unshakable will remain. I know you say, be happy, George, you are alive to give and tell your truth about the people you saw. And of course, it's not in their place to kill me, because actually, I am their destiny, and I am their doom. I am their real karma. What they give to me is what they will get back. It's unfortunate they are realizing it almost when it's too late. Punctuality is the soul of business. I dare you, do anything to me, it will backfire. This is what God has said. So right from time I tell them I am their destiny and I am their doom, because they don't understand. They make me, they make themselves. They destroy me, they destroy themselves. But in the end, from the ashes of what they thought they destroyed, I will rise again. Stronger, more purified, more powerful, more fierce than they can imagine. I'm George Onibe, and I sign off from here. Have a wonderful day.